Hey, it's great to see you. We're here in Waynesville, North Carolina. I'm over here with my brother Zorro.
How you doing?
And we're gonna be doing the best, least known roads in North Carolina series. And we're gonna be tackling a great road here. It's called the Copperhead Run, right?
Yes, sir.
And it's gonna be from Waynesville, taking 276 down to 215, going through that twisty road and then hitting 64 on Brevard and coming back up 276. It's gonna be a great ride and we're gonna show you everything that entails. And as you see behind us, it has Waynesville, the gateway to the Great Smoky Mountains. Peace.
The Copperhead Loop is not your typical, let's enjoy a leisurely Sunday ride. No, this is the kind of route that you start thinking, oh, look at these pretty waterfalls. And 10 minutes later, you're gripping your handlebars like a cat clinging to curtains during a thunderstorm. The loop is named after the copperhead snake. This is one of those rides where Mother Nature holds you in a chokehold of beauty while simultaneously daring you to mess up on one of its many just for fun curves, which, as you might have guessed, is full of twists and turns which will make you question your life choices. With a name like Copperhead, you can expect two things. One, the views are going to be stunning. And two, the roads are going to try to throw you off to the next county if you're not paying attention. Fun, right? More on that in a bit. Now that you've warmed up and your heart has stopped racing from those early curves, it's time to grab that Copperhead by the tail and ride Route 215. This is where the Copperhead Loop really digs in its fangs. The road narrows, the traffic disappears, and the sense of adventure really goes into overdrive. On Route 215, you'll climb up towards the Blue Ridge Parkway, crossing rivers and streams and passing scenic beauty that should come with a warning label. May cause extreme daydreaming and temporary loss of focus. One minute, you're gazing at the West Fork of the Pigeon River, and the next, you're clutching your handlebars as you navigate one of the many hairpin turns that make this ride a challenge for even the most seasoned riders. There's a strange, beautiful rhythm to the road. Curve, rise, curve again. And just when you think, okay, I've got this, Route 215 throws in a couple of long sweeping curves to lull you into a false sense of security right before it punches you with a couple of switchbacks. But hey, at least the asphalt is smooth, right? At some point, you'll want to pull over for gas and snacks and stare blankly at the trees, wondering, how did I sign up for this? By the time you finally stagger into the intersection of Route 215 and US 64, you'll probably be wondering why this fun, scenic route was a good idea. Thankfully, salvation comes in the form of the forks of the river tap room, where you can unglue yourself from the bike, stretch out those cramped legs, where you can inhale a locally brewed beer like it's the cure for all your life choices. The tap room has that cozy, laid-back vibe where friendly locals won't judge you for the sheer panic you just experienced. Grab a craft beer, swap over-exaggerated war stories with fellow riders, and pretend you're totally fine while admiring the beautiful surroundings. It's a perfect pit stop to regroup before launching yourself back into the wild ride that is the Copperhead Loop, because obviously that's what you really wanted to do today.
So we're here at the Headwaters Tap Room.
Tap room,
right?
Yes, definitely.
And at the end of 215 and 64, in Rosman, North Carolina, and we just stopped, take a little break. That was a beautiful ride, by the way, and we got us some brews in some metal or tin cups, pretty cool. And we left our sticker here for Sandman Rides, and we're gonna continue the trip as soon as we finish with this brew, and we're gonna head out to a barbecue joint at the corner or the intersection of 64 and 276.
276.
Yeah.
Drink responsibly.
Yeah, or ride responsibly. Anyway, so you lived here about what, 10 years?
I've lived here like 10 years, yes sir.
Have you ever done 215?
Never have.
What is wrong with you? He lives like 2 minutes away from 215 and never rode it before.
I'm grateful to you coming up with this idea of the least known roads, which gave me the opportunity to ride something that's just right next to my house.
Yeah.
So thank you.
So that was a beautiful ride, and we enjoyed it. So we're gonna continue on to 64, Brevard, the town of Brevard, and then take 276 north towards Waynesville. So we'll see you on that ride.
Enjoy the ride.
All right.
After your well-deserved pit stop, it's time to head east on US 64, a road that is supposedly less terrifying than Route 215. Sure, the curves here are a little gentler, but don't get too comfy. You'll still be winding through postcard-perfect landscapes while pretending you're totally admiring the scenery and not just clinging to your handlebars for dear life. Brevard is your typical small mountain town filled with charm, local diners, and enough quaintness to make you think, oh, this ride is going to be easy. Ha! Don't get too comfortable. Just make sure you find yourself a comfy chair in Brevard, because you're going to need it. Next stop, the Hub and Pisgah Tavern in Brevard, North Carolina, where bikers, hikers, and thrill seekers congregate, probably to recover from their adventures and lie about how easy it was. Grab a sandwich or a burger and a light refreshing drink. You've definitely earned it after navigating the Copperhead Loop's roller coaster of twists and turns. Consider it your victory lap with snacks. As you pull out of Brevard, heading towards Route 276, you'll start feeling the first few turns. The road teasing you like a playground bully. It's still being nice to you, luring you in with the beauty of the Pisgah National Forest. Before you know it, you're surrounded by towering trees, the air smells like fresh pine and adventure, and you're feeling pretty good about life. Then, boom, Looking Glass Falls hits you. And no, not literally, hopefully, but the view is so breathtaking, it can momentarily make you forget that you're sitting on two-wheel rocket ship. This waterfall is one of the must-see stops in the Copperhead Loop. Pull over, snap a photo, and mentally prepare yourself. The road ahead is not going to hold your hand. After you've taken a few deep breaths at Looking Glass Falls, it's time to face the music, or in this case, the twists and turns that make the Copperhead Loop famous or infamous, depending on your skill level. At this point, Route 276 starts playing with your senses. It's winding, it's beautiful, and it's trying to see if you can hang with the big boys. But don't worry, it's not all panic-inducing. As you ride, you'll find yourself carving through forests, climbing mountains, and plunging into valleys that look like a nature documentary, assuming that you can peel your eyes off the road long enough to appreciate them. Copperhead Loop is a place where 1 minute you're white-knuckling a tight curve, and the next you're cruising past a waterfall so beautiful that even your motorcycle gives a purr of approval. Just when you think your arms are getting tired from all the braking and clutching, you'll stumble upon Sliding Rock. One of those places where nature decided, hey, let's make a giant natural water slide because why not? It's exactly what it sounds like. Water rushing over a smooth rock, creating the perfect opportunity for humans to lose all sense of dignity and slide down it like oversized toddlers. I wouldn't recommend trying this in your motorcycle gear, unless you want to look like a meteor of a knight who missed his era. But if you need a break from the ride and feel like cooling off, this is a great stop to stretch your legs and let out a few laughs of excitement. By the time you get back to Waynesville, you'll have conquered some of the scenic and most exciting roads in North Carolina. Copperhead Loop isn't just a ride. It's the kind of adventure that haunts your dreams long after you're done. Between the tight twists and turns that make you question your life choices, the heart-stopping climbs, and the jaw-dropping views that you were definitely not paying attention to, this ride is as thrilling as it is beautiful. And by thrilling, I mean terrifying, but in a fun way, right? At this point, you might be tempted to head straight into town, park your bike, and get on the ground and kiss it in appreciation. Or, if you're like some of the daredevils that I've ridden with, you may just turn around and do the loop backwards. Because apparently there's something masochistically fun about experiencing the same heart-pounding curves in a different direction. You've not only survived the Copperhead Loop, but you've also experienced something that will stick with you forever. So, would I recommend the Copperhead Loop? Absolutely. But I'll also suggest a couple of things. One, know your limits. This isn't a ride for beginners, but it's doable if you take it easy. Just respect the road because obviously it doesn't respect you. Second, bring your camera. There are so many places to stop and take great pictures. And you'll want to stop and capture every moment of beauty or terror. And finally, have fun, laugh at the ridiculous curves, shout into the wind as you ride, and enjoy the fact that you're on one of the most beautiful rides in the country. The Copperhead Loop is beauty with an attitude, and if you're up for it, you'll leave with a heck of a story to tell. So that was a great ride, right, bro?
I really enjoyed it, man.
Yeah, man.
It was, you know, not as technical as some of the better known.
Right.
But it gave you just enough of a challenge.
Oh, yeah.
It allowed you to open it up a little bit when you wanted to because there wasn't as much traffic.
Oh, yeah. It's great to do it on a weekday. Huh?
Yeah.
If you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe, share with your family and friends, and don't forget to watch this next video, and I'll see you there.